are live. What's up, Brady? How you doing tonight, man?
What's going on, man? What's up, buddy? Just chilling.
Hey, it's nice to have the overtime underdog himself in the house. How?
Happy to be here, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, dude. How's life down there in Alabama?
It's super, super nice. We had Mardi Gras and then Valentine's Day, so we had a nice, busy couple days. But for the most part, it's been really relaxing.
I feel that.
Turned 31 last month, so it's been a good start to the year.
Oh yeah, the years are going to be ticking down now, dude. Every year you feel it.
Don't say that.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm a dog, man. Each year I feel 7 years older. So
That gets more true the more those years in the 30s go, for sure, my friend.
no, brother, no,
But hey, I appreciate you coming on tonight, man. You're
no
very
problem.
active socially, especially with the AFL, IFL type scene. I see you sharing a lot of things, doing a lot of promotions for them, and just kind of getting players the highlights and information they need. So appreciate you coming on. We'll discuss that a little bit and then talk about writing for AFN as well.
Hmm.
You
Gotcha.
ready to go?
Yeah,
Let's see. We got
man.
a comment.
I uh I I used to do stand up, so I'm used to the stage, but in front of the camera, this is unique. So
Yeah, I don't know how well stand up goes over a camera. Just to be honest, it seems a little difficult.
COVID was interesting. We did a lot of online shows, and that was an interesting thing.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I could do it, man. I've kind of listened to some people talk about it. And I mean, there are people that definitely did it, especially like corporate events and stuff. But I don't
Hmm.
know. I like comedy. I'm a big comedy guy, but I don't know. We'll have to get on and see if you can make me laugh sometime, I guess.
Uh,
I'll pay you, man.
all right.
Hey, Rick 8-Bit said, love the polo. I do as well, man.
Hey, yeah. Whoa, this way. Yeah. No, that thank you, KJ, for getting these. I'm still waiting on the other one. I think we all are, but I think
Yep,
he
yep.
sent those out, so that's dope.
Agreed. Yeah, cool shirts. I got mine in as well. I just haven't had time to mess with them yet. They're
Hmm.
still in the package, unfortunately. But yeah, he's got the
Well,
other ones he did send to us.
it was either this or the yellow Randy Moss Vikings jersey. Just big
Nice.
big mustard yellow.
He's got the old vintage style on it, or is it still fresh?
No, this was from China, so
At least you're honest, my friend. At least you're
yeah. No, my boss said like they're like $50, so I was in.
We had another comment from Nucky Knox. He said, "What's up, guys? I repost all sorts of your stuff, Underdog Brady Ray. Great to put a face to the posts I'm a fan of." I agree, man. Seriously.
Oh, thanks, guys, man. That's really I've never seen that name before, but that's really cool. That's yeah. No, I wanted to put a face to my name eventually. I just didn't want to try to do it. Uh, I don't know, make my own videos just yet, anyways. But
I get that.
yeah, is the mustache as good as the profile picture?
Yeah, I mean the mustache is solid. It's nice and thick. I'm not a big fan of the thick mustache myself, but I try.
It's all I can grow, man.
A for honesty, my friend. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like sharing, dude, I saw you sharing stuff last year when I started. And I mean, I noticed you. And the thing I liked about your content is you're kind of like me where you don't really put your opinion into it. You just share information. You share the love. And that's what I liked really about what you do the most.
Hmm. Yeah, no, kind of being unbiased, especially with these like IFL really wasn't too familiar. I knew some of the teams, so I'm a fan first, just of the sport of the league itself, and then teams. I mean, there's no one really around here, so I can't really have a true alliance. So like I miss like the Alabama Vipers. I got to watch those guys play, the Nashville Cats, but now I don't live anywhere near those guys, but it's all right.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of like me where we're just stuck. We're driving or we're flying if we want to see something. Unless it's the
Hmm.
Saints for me, and then that's not happening right now, of course. So
They disappointed me.
yeah, let's not get on that. We'll have a bad
No.
podcast.
Yeah, no, let's yeah.
Moving forward, Nucky
Yeah.
Knox said it's Jay. I know Jay. Jay from Facebook.
Yeah, okay. What's up, Jay? Yes, he's all on Facebook
Yeah.
all the time with me.
Then we got XFL Mike G. What's up, Mike G? How are you doing tonight, man?
What's up, Mike?
And KJ, Evening Brothers, Brady. Love how your page logo. It's a great cartoon personification of yourself.
Yes. Shout out to Zip though. He kind of went forth with he drove the dog thing real hard. So
Yeah, I think
I
it's
enjoy.
really good, dude.
Hmm.
It's very
Fitting.
unique. Yeah, it's very unique. I mean, it's not something you see, but I mean, me, I'm a huge dog person, so anything dogs, I'm probably gonna like
I'm
personally.
just in there. I identify as a dog some days. Just really energetic. I like to lay around on a couch, sleep somewhere.
Rough, my friend.
Woof.
All right, let's get into some conversation.
Yeah,
So
man.
I know you said, I mean, so like I said, I know you share a lot, you do a lot. You started writing and contributing for AFN, but tell me more about yourself. You mentioned being a comedian at one point and whatnot. I mean, what do you want to share with everybody at home or everybody that wants to know more about you?
Well, I'll go back to like my relationship with football. I didn't grow up playing. I was more of a fan first. We had one of my little league basketball coaches. He was paralyzed in a JV game, so my mother was
Ooh.
real weary to let me play. Um, so I did basketball up until like first, second grade, and then soccer was a huge thing for me. And it wasn't like I didn't watch it though. Watched Auburn football all my life. Went to a few games. Loved watching that. NFL had the Titans. Um, but it wasn't until about eighth grade that my PE coaches, who had just noticed me in like PE, and they said, you should try out. And originally it was for like punter and kicking, just because I had played like still 5 years of soccer at that point. But ended up transitioning to a running back, and then I had a couple concussions like in a row. I played three sports my senior year, and so I played a Friday night, got concussed, didn't know, played Saturday morning soccer, took a nasty head to head with a guy, and yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. So that was it for sports, and then
So you're
college.
hold on, you're my age. They didn't, I mean, at least my way. I lived in Missouri at certain years, Mississippi. They didn't really check for concussions my way, and not like now. Not like where you
No,
have all these tests and trainers and certified medical personnel. I mean, if you're not passed out in the field most of the time, you played where I was from. So just wanted to note
yeah,
that.
exactly. And so like it was around. So they were bringing it up, but like it wasn't like a concern. It was just like a new like kind of label for an injury. And like I just remember coaches just being like, I played with one probably, and that was sort of the mentality. But that kind of put an end to. I was just fearful, of all of that. So that was at the end of that. So I went into college for journalism, entrepreneurship, just tried a bunch of different things. Tried to define my life outside of sports, which was fun. I never thought be friends with folks that didn't like sports, but that was interesting to say the least. But and then working though, being broke and stuff, didn't have time for a TV, didn't have time to watch games. I was watching it at work most likely, at a TV that's at the restaurant. So it wasn't until around COVID, well, before COVID happened, the XFL, and nostalgia got me. I grew up watching that one and the AFL. Um, so I kind of got back into it and it was just kind of chattering on Facebook a lot, chattering at work, and they were like, "You should just put that online. Like, you should just start telling people what you think." Um, but I didn't take it seriously till about February of last year, I think. And I don't know. I watched. I don't remember. I remember Ambush Sports,
Yep, yep.
and I remember connecting with Mike there, and I just liked the camaraderie between me, him, and a few other people at the time. And of course, I got into like the nastier side of the Facebook folks, but I don't know. Something about when the UFL was announced, I just wanted to get back to it, and that's where we are now.
I like it. I like it. I mean, personally, I think you do a lot more in your AFL, IFL stuff. I see a lot of posts you do from that. And like I said, some of that info, dude, unless you're specifically looking for what you got, you won't find it. So it's good that you share that out everywhere.
Yeah, and that's something. Um, I don't know. It was like it was always hard keeping up with who had who on what team, or the websites of the actual team websites would never be updated and whatnot. And like, I'm not, throwing blame or being hateful towards them, but
Well, I
like
understand.
it was just confusing. You get to the game, you're expecting to see a certain player, and you don't. It's no big deal to me, but to some people it is. And with the tryouts thing, like I said, I played, and I always wonder like what could have happened if things went a little different. And so, kind of putting this information out, trying to get it out to as many guys as possible. Just I don't know, it's something I wish somebody would have done for me if I was in the same spot.
Makes sense. Have you gotten any feedback from anyone regarding it, like actual players?
Um, Players and some like scouts and whatnot. I actually had a guy reach out today from the Denver area looking for a place, so I sent him 3 or 4 different links, like all the information he needed to know. So I encourage any of the guys who are having trouble finding tryouts or just navigating online for all that, shoot me a message.
Yeah, it's like if you don't know, you can definitely contact somebody that can help them. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I have no problem entering an inbox.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, as long as you're, respectful and not spamming someone, I think that's totally appropriate.
Right.
So, what made you start Overtime Underdog? What exactly, what drove you to start that and to do it?
Um, for fun mostly. It truly was for fun. Just you get to work all the time, and the spare time I had, it was either playing video games, watching TV. I've met some people here, like friends and whatnot, but it's difficult to find time to do stuff like that. So I try to find a hobby, and reconnecting back with sports, with football specifically. It's been nice, and but it wasn't until Mike kind of hit me back up this couple months ago that I really kind of wanted to take this a little more seriously and see where I can go with it. You know,
I
um,
understand.
no real expectations, and that's been nice because there's no pressure at that point right now. Um, this is fan driven, and that's a big thing for me. I don't. I like the positivity that we're trying to put out, and that's I think something that we need more of because the bigger leagues, it's usually like a more negative talk, or it's always devolving into conspiracy and whatnot. So I really like the camaraderie that these smaller leagues have, and then like the camaraderie it brings within like the communities. Just man, Birmingham Twitter is ridiculous. Like it's tight knit, and they back them. I mean, it's awesome. It's really cool to see people passionate about something other than NFL or Taylor Swift. We got I don't know. It's a neat little community, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
I'm glad to have you, man, and many others are as well. And it's awesome. It very much like you. It's kind of why I started doing what I did in my podcast last year. And honestly, if I could, I would love to just do a podcast only, but I feel like there's just more to offer. There's more to do. There's more that we can make happen. And if something
Mm-hmm.
comes out of it, cool. But if not, hey, at least we spread the love.
Mm-hmm.
We show we're
For
serious.
sure.
We're not here to spread speculation or just talk our nonsense opinions. So it's really
No,
respectful what you do.
we're definitely not trying to be clickbait, for sure. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. That's my thing. It's like you could easily do that with so many things, and that's not what I shoot for either. 100%.
Mm-mm.
We had some more comments I was going to go to.
Oh,
Alvy King says, as a newcomer, I've enjoyed the introduction to indoor football.
man, that's my guy Alvy. His son is gonna be playing for the Iowa Barnstormers at quarterback, Kyle.
That's
And
awesome.
I really he's a genuine guy, man. He's been showing me a lot of highlights and a lot of he very fun guy. Can't wait to I can't wait to see Kyle play though. To be honest with you, watch his college highlights. Solid quarterback. Division 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alvy. Division 2 or Division 3. But he's one solid guy, man. He's a teacher. Really solid.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, man. Seriously. And good luck to your son as well. We'll be paying attention. Then we had one from XFL Mike G. He said, thank you for keeping track of tryouts. I send people your page all the time.
Yeah, Mike's a trooper for me. I think I would argue that me and him talk the most amongst the group, just chattering back and forth, pitching ideas a lot too. We want to do a lot of things. Of course, time we're still working on that. But thank you, Mike, for sharing everything.
Agreed. And yeah, there's so much to do. It's really, you have to stay focused on whatever task you want to do. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's the hard part here. You could make
Mm-hmm.
memes, you could make videos, you could write articles, you can do Facebook, Twitter posts, you can do Instagram I mean, there's so much stuff you could do to just spread the love socially.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it is what it is. Oh no, my light's off. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Back in action. All right. Oh, what's the deal, man? Techs hate me. I got some new headphones recently. I've got to get those installed. Had some like feedback coming in, so I'm getting those. I got those replaced finally. And this
Nice.
tech though, I've been using it hardcore for like a year. Starting to see, having to replace some things there.
It's starting to show its age.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Hey, Albie said D3 national champ. Damn,
Yep.
where's that at, Albie?
It's somewhere around Midwest. I can't be too sure.
Yeah, I'm
Not off the
curious
top
now.
of my head.
Now I'm gonna lock in for sure. Iowa Barnstormers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
That's actually that's the inspiration for the page. Kurt Warner back in his days there. So
Nice, dude. I like it. All right, let's move on. We'll see if Albie answers. So you told me why you started Overtime Underdog, and so I guess last year is when you got started, but this year you've really kicked it up to a different notch, correct?
yeah, when I first started, it was more of just fun. Like when I had the time, kind of just kind of talk and see if I could talk to anybody about it. And I enjoyed usually it was late night. I get off work and just talk to anybody about football and whatnot. But this year, uh, making more of it as a priority, like effort. Um, so yeah,
Cool. Just wanted to make sure, man. Just trying to get a little bit understanding.
yeah, man. I mean,
Uh,
I'm tired of working like a regular job. So if we can take this to another level, so I don't have to wash dishes and stuff anymore.
hey, I feel that, and we're trying, my friend. We're trying. Baby steps. We're just crawling
Uh,
right now.
we're good. I'm
if
having fun, man.
I've learned that in this, don't expect cash because it's probably not coming. But
No.
the love you get doing what you like to do and being able to participate in events and conversations and being active in the community, man, it goes a long ways for motivation, for real.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move forward. So my next question is, do you think the alternative football leagues provide opportunity? So, and that's
Most
a general question. There's a lot of different alternative football leagues.
Most definitely. It's not just for the players, but like you saw last year, Hines Ward, and he kind of got to get into coaching and whatnot. So I could see that as like a good development area. AJ Smith's in there, and I that'd be cool to see him coaching in the bigger leagues one day. So from the players and coaches perspective, yes, but then um, it just provides more jobs, honestly, for a lot more. I don't know, like San Antonio, they're I don't know how you would say it. I mean, it's great for small businesses and whatnot. Like from the AFL, IFL side, small businesses come in, try to promote the team. The Jacksonville, they have like a whole program where like members of the Jacksonville community like kind of pay like they pay into it and they get seats all year, but they feed the players, they house the play, help them on the road, do their laundry and whatnot. I think that's really cool, and it kind of it builds camaraderie, builds community. Um, Now the ins and outs of stuff like business wise, I'm not sure how all that falls, but the chance for like something big happening and big opportunities is huge.
Agreed. And even like the stuff we're doing now, it's more opportunity that we wouldn't have.
For sure, and there's going to be only so much coverage about these alternative football leagues. And so to have a fan-driven side of it, it gives the league another perspective as well instead of just straight from the league itself. It's good fan feedback. I don't know. And I'm really liking the IFL and AFL. They really listen to their fans. At least they try to. IFL's done really well about managing and not doing, AFL mismanagement has killed them multiple times.
Yep.
So really like what the IFL does, the stability, the structure of it. And so that makes me feel good about all those franchises and whatnot, and I know that makes them feel good to be in that state, have that stability. And I think the AFL will replicate sort of the same thing this time around. I honestly think they're serious. It doesn't feel as gimmicky. Say like in the Bon Jovi days and whatnot. Those were the glory days, but it's it feels more homey. More close to the heart. And I like that.
Much more community driven, no doubt. No doubt. We'll see how the new teams do in terms of fans, but most of these other leagues are pretty busy with people following them. The games aren't bare. It may not be fully packed, but there's quite a few people that like their football.
Passionate, dedicated, and I love like the Dakota states and like the Montana area. I mean, they're ruling FCS right now, so in FBS it feels like the SEC kind of runs things, but then in the FCS a whole different like region of the world you would never think.
Yep.
That's really good at football. Like they're running it. It's either the Jackrabbits or I can't remember their team nicknames, but North Dakota and South Dakota always put out a great team every year. Montana State. So it's really cool to have these smaller markets in there.
Most of the guys I've interviewed, player wise, have been from the smaller markets, and I'll tell you, every single one of them is very appreciative of that opportunity. They are very, very humble and appreciative. Most have to work, multiple jobs while they play, evenings, mornings, early mornings, whatever. And like most of these guys do it and they do not whine one single bit. They go and they show up and they do their thing.
Mm-hmm. It's a very small window out of each year to kind of shine and try to make a difference, maybe for your, that could set you up for a long ways.
Agreed.
I respect the grind. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say another thing to note is, an indoor fan or an arena fan, they're a different type of football fan. That game's different. As a fan, you're watching it, you're more involved. You're right in the action. You can catch balls. There's things that happen. So I don't know. It's important to remember. Honestly, I have not been to an arena game, and I'm going to try my absolute best to go this year. It's just, it's not ideal in my location. It's way too far. The travel is not worth it. And,
I
hopefully
know.
this year it is.
Yeah, no, it's really cool in those smaller, like, little arenas. Well, it's and like at Nashville, when I go to see the Titans, you get up in your seat and you look how massive the place is. You lose scope, kind of what the game is, and you're kind of like just enjoying the whole what the whole stadium has to offer you. In AFL, IFL, you have the same thing condensed but in your face where you can't like not look at football. Like it is football driven the whole way.
What is the Nashville Cat? What are they? What league are they in?
They're gonna be back in the AFL.
Gotcha. Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, I just started seeing stuff about them probably a month ago, 2 months ago,
Yeah.
something like that.
So their socials, they were quiet, but on their team website, there was a lot of
Gotcha.
stuff on there. But
Gotcha.
yeah, that they were actually the first team I watched as a kid. Like our middle school, it was like a field trip or something like that. So that they were my first love in AFL.
Understood. Let's roll to the comments for a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. Michael Bell says Brady Ray is awesome.
Thanks, Mike.
Jay said, I don't know where alternative football fans would be without social media and the platforms it provides. 100% agreed. That's where they flock, especially Twitter. If you want to find some information out, that's where it hits first. Everything you see written or done, for the most part, is dropped on Twitter first. And then people take it and write their articles or release this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Alvy, we're back to Alvy. So he said, Mary Hardin Baylor, Belton, Texas.
Heck
That's
yeah.
awesome, Alvy. It's awesome. Seriously. Appreciate you commenting, Alvy, and letting us know. We got Brahma Babe. She said, hi, guys. Have a great show. Got some things going on, so can't be here. Come by to support. Keep up all the great work. Thanks, Brahma Babe. Appreciate you.
Thanks, girl.
Yep. Agreed. DeMarcus commented, and we were talking about the money thing. He said, you and us both, Brady.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not talking like rich. I mean, just, I don't want to rent no more. I don't want to rent. Please let me not rent.
Oh, real world problems right here.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. It's all good. Michael Lathrop, what's up, Michael? He said, wish I could find the time to follow and support arena/indoor football. It deserves more coverage to showcase the talent that deserves to have better opportunities. Appreciate you, Michael.
Without a doubt, man. They it is hard to keep up with their schedule, but I think if they get some more TV exposure, I'm really liking the YouTube. You can watch games on YouTube, Twitch. That's really cool. But getting them back on the national television, I think, would help quite a bit. Like the smaller markets can get quite a bit of people inside their little arena, be passionate, but like it would be nice to see them like on national television, kind of get more eyes on them and potentially grow those areas.
At least a game or two would be awesome for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, I know we had talked in the chat some. You had mentioned that Arena, they were going to have a network they're going to start or be a part of. Do you know any details regarding that you can share?
There's so many different names that were thrown out, but in the official Arena Football podcast the other day, they had the GM, 5 or 6 GMs, and they had dropped February 27th. They were going to announce, but they said they weren't going to spill it or else because they all enjoyed their jobs. So they said late February, but February 27th was one date for sure, they said, but somewhere around there.
Understood. Let's get to the next comment. I knew it was coming. I told you before the show, Brady. Mike said, how come you don't center up your shot versus giving us the side eye?
Man, I like the side eye. We're not videographers.
Yeah, I just wanted something different, man. Everybody does the same boring thing, and I just wanted to be a little different myself.
I've got like night lights, man. Come on.
Well, my problem is like getting an angle to show off some of my stuff, as well as being able to work the computer while I discuss stuff with you and have the ability to get to my laptop, my screen, and then my keyboard under here and my mouse on
Mm-hmm.
top. So it's all set up a certain way. But hey, I appreciate you watching, Mike. Seriously, enjoy the unique side shot. People love to copy me over here and AFN in general. So I'm sure you'll see more of this coming in the future from a few gangs of folks, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
And then Jay, he wanted to know who influenced you as a youngster and got you interested in the alternative football world.
So in like I said, I was born in Florence, Alabama, but in the little town I lived in, we were only maybe an hour and a half from Huntsville, and at the time they were called the Tennessee Valley Vipers. Um, they we would just get tickets to their games a lot, and we'd go there and see them. One name specifically that I watched, UNA football is also there. I don't know if anyone's familiar with them, but at the time they were Division II, University of North Alabama. They've won a few national championships there. Continuously successful to the point that they're in the FCS now.
Gotcha. I was going to
Um,
say, were they in the Sun Belt or something like that?
I can't remember what their conference is called now. But I had a couple guys I played against that went there. But so in our high school, like it's huge. Football is huge, and we had a few guys go D1. So just local guys. Nobody made it too far. Harrison Beck was the quarterback at UNA when I watched a few times. If you're unfamiliar, he's known as the throw god. Yeah.
I have to check that out.
Yeah, no, he would put on a clinic, man. He was wild. And it was AJ Milwee was a great quarterback there before him, and then he came in just chucking that tater.
You sound like you're from Alabama, chucking the tater.
Yeah, man. Tote that tater, chuck that tater, kick that tater.
Are you a Bama fan? Can you tell me that? No, I'm surprised, sir. I am
No,
honestly surprised.
I'm on the good side of the bench. I'm an Auburn fan, so
Oh, gotcha. Understood. What season are you looking forward to the most, alt football wise? And tell me, I mean, be honest, whatever you think.
the UFL truly, because of just how big that can actually be, what can take off from there with that league. I think they have the most viable option to provide a minor league development, whatever you want to call it, system for the NFL. Because I mean, is it not tiresome to watch some young quarterback just get thrown into a game and get beat all to hell? You know what I mean? And just to get thrown, kick himself out of the league.
Yeah, like Anthony
Um,
Richardson type. Is that what you mean?
yeah, I mean, just like just throwing your body around. I don't know. Yeah,
I get
it's
it.
um, where were we? I'm sorry.
What season you said you were most excited for the UFL season, and then you were explaining why.
Yeah, no, UFL. Yeah, so they can giving these players an opportunity to get back to the NFL or potentially a chance for the first time. Like PJ Walker is a good example. Um, AJ is great. I don't think he wants to go back to the NFL and try to go for that starting spot anymore, but it's a great place for quarterbacks like him who don't want to hold the clipboard anymore and still show that they can compete. They want to compete. Um, it's also good at finding these talents that didn't get a fair shot to play in college or play in some kind of semi-professional league or like the destroying the kicker there. It's people like that. And I don't know if you've been following like the European side of things, but that transfer program where they kind of bring European players out of their respective sports and they go into football. A lot of those guys are coming over, playing in Canada or Europe all around. So that's really neat. It's also probably it's going to be the most televised, so it's got the best shot at succeeding. If alternative football is going to be a thing that continues, that they are going to be the driving force. But the AFL, I'm excited for that just from the nostalgia standpoint.
Seeing it come back.
Yeah. Now just to have it back, and I like the different rule sets, the contrast between IFL and AFL. Because I mean it's slight rule differences, but like IFL is your more traditional football. You'll see a lot of things like more running for sure. You'll see more traditional running backs. AFL, it's just a big, huge old fullback. It's pass, 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 and the quarterback has to go from under center. And, the IFL you can be in shotgun. AFL it's
Gotcha.
strictly under center. So I don't know. It's gonna be fun to see those two kind of duke it out. And I mean, I don't think they would ever merge. I think that's not a thing. But I want to see both of them kind of stick around, compete, but not like destroy each other.
Understood. I mean, there's plenty of room for them both to exist in this market, right?
For sure. There's too many cities like dying for some form of football. Everybody wants the big football team, the big NFL team, but say they could get a UFL team, they'll take it. Seattle's dying for theirs back. It's really cool to see the AFL take advantage of that and get a team in Washington. So I think there was a couple other markets that got pulled from the XFL and USFL that they have new markets in the AFL, or some teams went to the IFL and that are from those forgotten markets.
Understood. Let me ask you this, and you may not know, and if you don't know, it's all good. You don't have to answer. But do these leagues, are they depending on ticket revenue really to become profitable? Is that where a lot of their revenue lies?
You would think that, right? Like,
Yeah.
because I mean, it's the building itself. I'm
I didn't
not
know if you did
sure.
any research. No problem. No problem.
Well, I just don't know like how much like streaming, like say for instance they're on TV, how much streaming actually pays for them. So if it's a matter of they need more online or like national television viewership, that's a different problem than if you can't sell out a stadium.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's some markets that could sell out a stadium, but they just can't. They can't. I'm trying. Sorry, lost for words.
You're good, dude. Take your time. We're in no rush. I know that was a curveball. You weren't, so I was
No, you're
curious while we were
good.
sitting here.
No, it's a good question. It's just if we knew which side they needed more of, you know what I mean? Do they need the viewership on TV or the viewership at home? Like for instance, if Seattle wouldn't have came back, or not Seattle, St. Louis came back, like the fans would have an outrage, you know what I mean? But like that's not going to happen. The fans showed up, so I don't think it's so much so um, the butts and seats at the games. I think it's more of the national, like getting interest and getting money from the outside sources to help fund it and fuel it. Um, so, and if the small window they get, they've got to deliver. All eyes are on you. It's your chance to make an impression. So I'm hoping it catches back on.
Kenneth said, just a total hunch on my part, but it seems that IFL and AFL hustle a lot more for local sponsorships of local business entities, more so even than the UFL. I agree, because you'll see those sponsorships are like plugged in with each brand, whatever it may be. And they look good too. It looks really good how they kind of cooperate and, affiliate with each other. So yeah, I can see
Like I
that too.
said, those smaller communities like a Duke City and the IFL that's out there in New Mexico, I don't know. I mean, I would imagine they have a bigger or a smaller population size than, say, like the San Diego fan base or someone like that. But to have those local businesses show up, that's, especially with the way the economy is, like folks like being able to dish out money and time to a local sports team. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And the UFL, unfortunately, I think it has to rely on some of these bigger companies if they want to get the national coverage that they really want.
Yeah, they got to show people they're going to stick around too before they roll in, in my opinion. And then Kenneth said so many more ads / signage around the indoor fields, kind of like the hockey sponsorships you see around the ice rink. Yeah, agreed. Mike G said streaming numbers swung wildly from 3.4K to 40K for IFL per game.
Oh, that's wild.
So I guess they just stream on YouTube, Mike? Is that their primary place?
Yeah, it's like YouTube and Twitch, I do believe.
Gotcha. And that's the IFL, correct? AFL, they're waiting on to say where they will be streaming on the 25th. Right. Is that what you said?
Somewhere around there. 27th is what they said, but somewhere around there. Yeah, Twitch is like an interesting platform for football, I thought, because it's, to me, I think of that as a gamer community, but when you think of indoor and arena football, it's very arcade. Like that's not in a negative way. Like it's very arcade. It's like NBA Jam, dude. It's wild. Yeah, it's high flying. It's high octane.
Different type of setup completely. Your standard football fan may not like it because of that reason.
Yeah, the flashiness. I don't know. That my stepdad wasn't a big fan of it. Very gimmicky.
Everybody likes what they like, so it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. Let's roll back to some questions. So tell me more about the teams you're going to be covering for AFN. I know you've already wrote some articles, and I've posted quite a few from you. I think 3 or 4 now at this point. You just released one today, AFL versus IFL. I'm going to post it in the comments for you guys if you want to check it out.
Yeah, so for the UFL, I'm going to do writing for the Birmingham Stallions, which felt natural to me since it's the closest one. But at the USFL, that's who I kind of gravitated towards. Not because they were just winners, but, they were just, I don't know. I've kind of like been more fond of Alabama since I've lived here a little longer. I used to be a real Tennessee guy, but not so much anymore. As far as IFL and AFL, I'm just trying to give everyone an equal, fair shake. Not every team's as, social back, but the ones that are, like, I've really enjoyed interacting with them. And there's a lot of names and players that I've kind of pointed out that I kind of want to highlight and whatnot. So AFL, IFL, probably just do I'm going to do some power rankings probably soon, but cool. I'd rather watch the first week, but it's always fun to do some preseason rankings right before kickoff.
See how you stack up.
Yeah, and I'm working on something since I've got 32 teams between those two leagues. Okay, so that's essentially 32 quarterbacks, 64 if you want to count backup, and then, we'll go further if you want 3 backups or 2 backups. But I'm going to compile like an underdog list, like with 13 quarterbacks after the Kurt Warner's number 13. Try to like an underdog list. So quarterbacks, I think that will perform like top performers between the both.
Nobody steal that idea before he does it now. Let him do it.
Go ahead and try and take the underdog logo. You can.
No, just the idea. They won't take the logo.
They won't do it. It's too much work.
Agreed. That's part of it. Consistency, working. A lot of folks think they can. They won't. I agree with you. We had a question from Jay again. Let me find it. Jay said, and you may have already answered this, who's your UFL team? Are you rooting for an underdog or are you rolling for the Stallions or Renegades?
So last year I was the Orlando Guardians guy for the XFL. So I really don't have a dog in the XFL side of things anymore. I really like San Antonio, what they've been doing. So if there's anybody on the XFL side I like, that would be them. The USFL side, um, Memphis would, like I said, would be cool, but now Birmingham all the way.
Understood. Sounds good, dude. I like it. At least you're going in strong.
Oh yeah, man.
No decisions to be made.
Mm-mm.
Last year I repped the Roughnecks, but then I started doing media, and so I kind of fell off the fan bandwagon. This year I don't really have a dog in the fight like I did. I'm here to observe and report, and that's kind of what I
Right.
plan on doing myself. But it it it's tough not showing favoritism at certain degrees, so that's why I really try to pull myself back. As a football fan, I mean
Mm-hmm.
that's how it goes when you like your team.
Are you like a player fan though? So like any guys from like your local area that are in any of these leagues that, like for instance Silvers, when I found out he went to high school where my girlfriend did, I locked in and watched him all year. I turned his XFL onto the bars, the TVs at the bar. So because a lot of the people that come around, they know him, know of him, or know his father or somebody like that. So that was really cool to get to chat with them about how, him. Most people had forgot about him, didn't know he was still playing, so that was really cool.
I like. There's a few people that I know that I've kept up with over their career, as well as people that went to my old college that I graduated from. There's a few guys that way that I'm keeping up with, but really, me personally, I'm trying to see how these rosters settle out with the UFL and see who exactly is going to wind up where, because we're seeing some big cuts with the rosters getting cut down coming into training camp,
Hmm.
and after that we're going to be cut down some more. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I'm so far anytime I feel good about a player, they have gotten the axe or they get waived. So
Yeah, you got to be careful with this stuff because of that, unfortunately, because sometimes it might
hmm.
rub you wrong. And personally, I've seen that myself.
Hmm.
There are definitely some friends of the show that I'm rooting for, people I've interviewed, people that, when I was nobody and had no pull, and which, don't get me wrong, I'm still nobody and have no pull, but I actually have relationships with people in the league and such. And these are the people that, showed me respect and gave me time of day when I didn't. I had no reason to get the respect. So
Right.
definitely pulling for those certain guys come this season. So that's about all the questions I have. And we've been answering fan questions. Fans, if you have any more questions, please ask away. I see there's a lot going on in the comments. Let's go check them out. So Rama Bulletin said people just need to give it a try. Once they do, they'll like indoor football.
For sure. Without a doubt. I mean, if you love football and you're tired of like the political side of things, you don't have to worry about that there. Uh, you know what I mean? You don't have to hear about it plastered on the TV screen all the time about the next drama and in the league. So I enjoyed that aspect of it.
Yeah, the fans just love it so much too. It's just like Brahma Bulletin. He's an avid Gunslingers fan, and
Hmm.
I know he loves it. And it's the most positive love you can have for a team possibly. I mean, it
Hmm.
really is. So Brahma Bulletins wrote an article on the Gunslingers, and he'll be covering them as well this season. So you guys, for the most part, will be doing a lot of the IFL arena stuff our way
Hmm.
right now, unless we get more people on board.
Yeah, no, man. I love his work, and I think he's talking about doing some stuff as far as interviews, whatnot. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping
Same, same.
if I can get like a good setup. I've kind of been working with what I've got going on here. Maybe kind of join on with him one day, maybe.
Well, if you ever need help, just like I told him, reach out. It's no point in trying to recreate the wheel. A lot of this
Right.
stuff, it's a learning process. And I
Hmm.
don't know, it is what it is. But it took me a good probably 3 months to get my head on everything because it's a lot more tech involved, especially when you're doing it live. If you're recording it, it's not too bad. You have to edit it, and that's time consuming. But recording live, you got to have all your dominoes lined up correctly to make it fall right. So, yeah, man, if you need some help, you reach out anytime.
For sure, man.
Rick 8-Bit said, does IFL and AFL do fantasy football or betting?
I'm unsure of right now, but I mean they do have the over under. The IFL specifically has like the over under always on like their scoreboards, like at the bottom of every game. So I'd imagine there is some betting. Fantasy, I don't know, man. I don't know how that would work or who. That's just a lot because those guys are in and out a lot. That would just be a lot to keep up with, I think. Um, I do think they do like standard betting though.
Hopefully we'll see.
AFL I wouldn't be surprised if they got into that like the betting and space, especially like DraftKings or something like that. That would also kind of stir up interest. But once again, I just don't know how much of a good experience that would be. Like
I'm right there with you.
the fantasy stuff.
That's kind of how like the UFL or XFL stuff went last year. You had certain sites and stuff you could do, fantasy for the season on, but they weren't very consistent. There was a lot of errors. Getting the stats, even for me as media, getting stats sometimes was time consuming unless you attended that game specifically. Sometimes players would be out, the day of a game, you had no warning. So that kind of stuff, you can't really do fantasy for the season with that. You can do daily fantasy. And they did do that last year for XFL. And I think I lost like $40 doing that because I didn't know what the hell's going on.
Well, I mean, for fun, yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. But like, well, yeah, when there's money involved and you like information, not because you didn't try, just more so you couldn't get that information. Yeah, that's no fun.
I want to say I saw one of the betting sites post about the UFL. I can't remember which one it was specifically.
There,
maybe it was DraftKings or something like that.
Maybe because didn't the XFL do it last year? You said.
Yeah, but they did daily, and so and that was on. I don't remember what platform, to be honest. I think it was DraftKings. I have a few different platforms, but I seen an article or a post where the betting platform had posted about the UFL season. So maybe they'll have something going fantasy wise.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
people a lot more into it.
I mean, that it's sad. I don't know. That gets a lot of people interested in a sport though when they can bet on it and they can kind of follow it. That's a different kind of fan though. But it has its place if it's done right. Anyways, if they just try to do it just to do it, just to be the cool guys is just the same as everybody else, then I don't want that. But if they do it the correct way, the right way, then I'm all for it.
FanDuel, that's right, Rick. I appreciate that. That's who it was. That I seen that article regarding the schedule or the rule. I don't know, something, but good sign that they're going to cover something for that. Kenneth said, as a converted Alabama resident, I'm going to let you answer this, Brady. He said, as a converted Alabama resident and fan, what would you say is Birmingham's number one tourist attraction beyond the Stallions?
Man, to be honest, I'm not really familiar with Birmingham, like the city and whatnot. I've only been to like sports related events there, so like the Blazers, the Birmingham Iron. Yeah, I'm not too well versed in Birmingham, Kenneth. Now North and South Alabama, I got you. Middle, we're working on that, but I'm trying to make it to their first couple of home games for sure. The latter half will be kind of tough right there in this getting close to like real summer. Work will probably crank up, but for sure those first few home games, I'm planning on trying to go there.
Sounds good, man. And yeah, I can't answer this either because I'm not a Alabama guy. I know the most I've been in Alabama is like Mobile and the down there where you live towards the beaches and stuff, all that. But me personally, I have not been to Birmingham much just because it's out of the way. It's not really something that you drive through anywhere I go.
Yeah, all right. If you do have to drive through it when you're traveling, it's fine.
My last question for you, man, is what is your opinion on the UFL so far? How do you feel about it? How do you feel that the merger went and the upcoming season, and do you think it's going to be a success?
I figured they would have had to merge at some point. I didn't think it would be after just 1 year of the XFL. I was thinking maybe, we get to a point where it's a few year thing where both leagues are still going at the same time. And it just got to a point where it makes sense that they get together. But it seems like there was I don't know, they got together pretty quickly. I think it's a smart decision. I bet it was a mad scramble to try to get everything together. But the trajectory of the league, to me, is like going forward. I mean, you can't please everybody. I've noticed there's, the guys who are very much USFL, a lot, on that side of things. They don't like some of the rule changes, and then XFL guys, same way.
Yep.
It goes back and forth. So I'm hoping they get to a common ground for all of us. I do wish we still had like 16. I wish we had 16 teams for sure instead of 8, because everybody wants more. And then obviously like Seattle, that would be nice to still see them there. Bring Tampa Bay, Orlando, some of those guys to come back. New Jersey, that'd be nice. But I'll settle with 8. I just want to see how the two conferences stack up. This first week's gonna be real fun to watch Arlington, to see which Arlington we get, the first the first half of last year or the second half. I don't know. I feel pretty confident going into it now. Birmingham's got Matt Corral, NFL experience, man. Ole Miss guy, can't help but root for him. So it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, he can kind of recreate what Magoo did. So. Which shout out to him for sticking. He's getting a stick around in Green Bay, so that I want to see more of that from our guys. If we lose a bunch of guys this year, I hope it's to the NFL, or you know what I mean.
There'll be some go for sure. Every time this happens, there's a few that get that get to go, and that's the best part about it. Honestly, it's unfortunate when they leave your team, but hey, this is what they're playing for. They're playing it for their dreams, man.
Yeah, one guy I'm really rooting for is the Pearson guy from St. Louis, little bitty guy.
About the receiver?
Yeah, Ja'Cour Pearson.
Yeah. He's a legit receiver, man.
I'm a small guy, so like watching anybody 5'8", 5'9", and under, I'm on your team.
Understood. Yeah, I mean that's a big name to watch for sure. If you're gonna get a fantasy receiver in UFL, that's one I'd grab, no doubt. Him and Cody Latimer.
Yeah, man. Yeah. One of the best things about Orlando last year.
No doubt. Seriously. So, I mean, anything else opinion-wise on it you want to share?
Man, I'm just really anxious, really just wanting it to be March right now, to be honest. Because it seems is more like we'll speak on something and then the next week, everything we said gets turned upside down. So trying to keep a little bit of that stuff reserved for now. But for me, USFL was trending today on Twitter, I think, at one point. I'm not sure. But when I looked at it, it said it was. So
if it was on the chart, then it was.
Yeah, so I'm really liking that. So, I mean, it looks like positive feedback. I just hope people don't get burnt out by the time it gets March 30th. of football.
Well, hell, I mean, what the IFL kicks off the 23rd, 16th,
16th, I do believe.
And then the AFL, when's it kick off?
It's April, late April, I think, is the earliest one I've seen.
So you got
there's no confirmed. There's been so many schedule
Gotcha.
changes. There's no confirmed. Now,
Gotcha.
tickets are available for some teams I've noticed with confirmed dates. But like I said, those have been changed a couple times. So I'm gonna wait till the league updates their website for sure.
Gotcha.
So I'm guessing around late February, like they said with the TV network, I would imagine they kind of unveil a lot more stuff than that.
Yeah, they're probably getting the details together, and if they're not kicking off till April, I mean, if they can get something out before March, that'd be feasible for sure, no doubt.
What I had heard post Super Bowl was what they were waiting for. So I'm wondering if one of the networks that is with the NFL has something to do with it. You know, they kind of didn't want to pull any attention from the NFL until the Super Bowl was over.
Or they just want people to notice them because the Super Bowl's over too.
Yeah, that's true.
Mike G said IFL March 16th, AFL April 27th, last I heard.
Yeah, Louisiana, I think the Voodoo have a game on the 27th. That one I know for sure. So, yeah, it'd be
Lake Charles,
fun.
correct?
Yes, sir, Lake Charles. I think it's 5.5 hours from me.
True. I think it's 3 for me, roughly. Well, man, it's been a good conversation. Guys, if you got any more questions, shoot them my way before we roll off. It's been really good, though. I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate your work, your contribution so far, dude. It's been good getting to know you as well. I mean, I feel like we relate on a lot of things. Our conversations are really really productive, and it's going to be a good year. I really feel it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me, man. First time doing this, so it's been
Hey,
a
you did a
fun
good job, dude.
experience. Thanks, man.
Yeah. It's very natural. You know, it's when you get on some of these shows, they want you to stick to the script, but here we're just talking. We're just discussing.
Yeah.
And then it is what it is. You may mess up. You may say a word wrong. You may, cough, whatever. It's cool. It's part of the process.
Oh, yeah.
I've greatly appreciated it, though, man. Seriously, once again, for coming on.
No problem, man. I appreciate you. Do it anytime. Maybe when the season ramps up and there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yep, for sure. That's the plan. Once the season kicks up, we'll hopefully have some of the writers, contributors come on, talk, present their team, their topic, their subject, their art, whatever. And so that's kind of what I see envisioned. That's kind of why I called the other show UFL Insiders as well, because it's not just me anymore. There's a lot of people that we're going to get involved. Last thing, Kenneth said, hope you make a late season Stallion games, Brady. Would love to hang in person when Houston rolls through.
Yes. No, that'd be cool.
Agreed.
Because I at this point I don't know who I would take to the game with me. So like meeting up with you guys, that would be ideal. So whichever games you guys, honestly, whatever dates work with you guys, that'd be cool to kind of link up like that.
I tell you, if you go as media, I mean, you'll be around all the media folks. It'll be a little change of pace than what you're used to for sure.
Right.
But I think alone or with anybody, you'd be fine. Just talking to you, engaging you out.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I'll talk to a wall. I just it's always fun to have a friend though.
You crack me up, dude. I've had all your stuff going at the bottom, your socials. Was there anywhere else I missed or anywhere you want people to look for you at?
Instagram, I'm quiet so far because I'm not sure what to do with that yet. So it was.
I just started mine too, dude. So it's okay.
Elon Musk tweeted that Instagram was the most deleted app last year. So that doesn't mean nothing to me, but does that mean we use it or not? I don't know. But I think so far I just got Twitter and Facebook.
Cool. I got you down there. And like I said, I'll throw it in the notes where people can link it out. They can get right to it.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, I could see, I've been watching your following. It's definitely been growing over the past few weeks. So keep doing what you're doing, brother, and keep rolling the good work. The Lord's work is what we say around here.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you greatly, man. Seriously.
Thanks, Matt.
We'll see you soon, sir. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Take it easy, bud.
Bye-bye. All right, let's wrap this up. Appreciate Brady for coming on tonight. I had a last minute cancellation and he filled the slot. So appreciate you, dude. It was good getting to know you. Look for more contributors and such coming on as we go. Just getting to know them and talking to them more. Good conversations, nothing crazy. And in terms of UFL Insiders, I messed up and scheduled some dates wrong last week. So Horns Forward is going to be here on the 25th of February instead of last Tuesday. That's my bad. So check them out on 2/25. Now, this coming Sunday, we'll have Matty Fresh on the UFL Insiders. So check that out, 7:30 p.m. Central. Matty Fresh interviewed AJ McCarron. He's got his own show called Spring Ball Boulevard. Great show, great guy. I've talked to him at games. I mean, really down to earth dude. One of the coolest in the game in terms of news and shows. So come check that out. We'll question his ear a little bit, see how the interview went with AJ, and see if he's got any more inside information he can share with us. But yeah, 7:30 p.m. Central, February 18th, Sunday. Check that out. UFL Insiders. In terms of the AFN Interview Series, I don't have anything lined up for that yet. So as soon as I do, I'll share it on social medias. But we've really been knocking out these interviews on here. So I'm trying to get more in the UFL Insiders range. But to be honest with you, I don't want to cover things until it's necessary. And until we actually have something to talk about and players and such, it's kind of just regurgitated information over and over and over and over and over. So hopefully we'll get more stuff this week, and we'll have a lot to talk about Sunday with Maddie. So be prepared, seriously. Thank you for watching tonight. If you did watch, I appreciate it greatly. If you haven't, please follow the show on all platforms. You can find us anywhere, really. We stream from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube live, but then the show's put on any kind of podcast network after. And by the show, I mean the recording, not the actual video. Thank you, UFL board. As always, I appreciate you. And I'll go ahead and say thanks to the UFL as well. I mean, I do this because they let me. I mean, they could shut me down at any point. So I appreciate you letting me cover the league. And always, I mean, let's just keep going and do better. Seriously. Trying to think if I missed anything. Check out alternativefootballnetwork.com. Always updating it, always doing something. It's ever changing. We're getting more writers, more news, more content. So check that out. If you have any issues with the site, shoot me a message or shoot a member of the team a message and we'll address it. We haven't had too many errors or anything come up, but we had a few things that got caught. So it was really helpful to get that information from people that were actually trying to access it. So thank you again for following, watching, listening, whatever you're doing. Appreciate you greatly. You guys that commented and participated in the discussion tonight, thank you again. It makes everything much better when we have that participation and everybody's active and doing something. So thank you again. I will see you all next Sunday, or this Sunday. Lord have mercy. This Sunday, the 18th, with Matty Fresh, 7:30 p.m. Should be a good time. Please like, share, follow, check us out. And it's always an honor. I appreciate it greatly, guys. My name is Matthew Tyler, and I am out of here. Peace.
Go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go home.